I take this number 6.422 and I want to round this off to one decimal place. So first you see here, but don't tell me the answer now, those who know. Look here. Those who have a doubt, look here. So if I want to round this to one decimal place, first mark what you want to find out. You want only one decimal place. This is my one decimal. I want this. Okay. So write that down exactly as it is, 6.4. Now look at it, that if you are going to round it off, this is less than 5. This right hand side is less than 5. Yes or no? So you will keep this as it is.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You will keep this as it is. If it was 5 or more than 5, then this would have rounded off to the next unit number. That would have been 5, 6.5.
6.5.
Okay. So now look here. Let's look at another number. Let's see 6.4872. Same type of thing, but now I want it to two decimal places. So you see here, I want this two decimal places of it. 6.4872. What I can see here, that this is 7. This is 7. So this will round up to 6.49. Yes or no? Am I right or wrong? Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Not, yeah, yes. Tell me. Anyone has a doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. So look here. Another one I told you is one shortcut, right? This shortcut was 6.6500. Whenever you remove 5 or 5 multiple of 5 in terms of 100, 50,000, 500,000, 5 lakhs, whatever, 5 crores, whatever. So if you're removing that, then make sure, for example, if I had to round it off to one decimal place here. For example, I have to round it off to one decimal place. So you can see here the 500 is being removed from here. I want it only for one decimal place. So if 500 is being removed, always keep this number which you are rounding off to an even place. To an even place. I mean this number, this units place. Only this units I'm talking about. Okay. So if it was 9, you would have rounded it off to 0 again. Now look at 6.6, right? So it is already even. So I'll keep it 6.6 only.
6.6 only.
I'll keep it 6.6 only because I want this number to be even. Okay. Another example of this is 7.485. I want to keep it to two decimal places. So I will write here that I will say this is two decimal places, and I want this many numbers. So you can see 5 is being removed. 5 is being removed. I want this entire number to be in its even place. I want this to be even. This 8 to be, this number over here to be even. So is 8 even? Yes, it is. So keep it 7.48.
7.48.
7.48. Another example,
Sir?
let's see 6. Yes.
Sir, can't we make it odd 7.49?
No. That is the rule. That is the thing over here. And 5 or any multiple in terms of 100 of 5 is being removed, you keep that to an even place.
Okay,
Okay?
sir.
Yeah. So I hope your doubt is clear. Yes.
So if the last digit is more than 5, like 6 or
Yeah,
7,
let's
we
take that.
can round it off.
Let's take that.
Sir.
Let's say yes.
Sir, if the example was 7.475, then also it will be 7.47.
No. How come? See here, 7.47 you're saying.
7.475.
5. I wanted to round it off to how many decimal places? Two decimal places. So now you only tell me. I want this two decimal places. 5 is being removed. I have to keep this to an even place. 7.48. 7.48.
So, sir, we have to compulsorily make the odd one into even.
Yeah, you have to make it odd
Such
one
number
into even.
comes.
Let's take a confusing one now. Let's take another one. Let's take this one.
But
Yes.
that's only when after 5 there is 0, no?
If there is after 1 5, right? 6.6501. Okay, let me take this example. And now I want it to one decimal place. I want it to one decimal place only. So now students here, this is not a multiple of 5 or 550 or 500 or 5,000 or whatever. There's a 1 over here. So you treat this as normal rounding off only. This is 5. This is above 5. What you'll round it off to? 6.7, isn't it? 6.7. 6.7. Is it clear? You'll normally round it off. If suppose it was 500 or 5 or 50 or 5,000 or 5 crores, then you will keep the units the unit number to its even place. Is that clear? Everyone? Everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, students. Okay. So thankfully, you all are paying attention on the board, not on each other. So please pin the video. Look at this video only. This is more interesting. Okay. So, anyways, we were talking about errors. Okay. So I taught you about 4 different types of errors. One was instrumental error, isn't it? One was instrumental error. Second was what? Second was systematic error. Systematic error.
Yes.
Third was what type of error? Random error.
Random.
And
Fourth one was what? Personal error.
Personal error.
person.
Okay. So see, when it comes to board exams, write as much as you can. Okay. This is not important in terms of your competitive exams and all. But you should know what type of errors this can be. Okay. What in physics, in terms of physics, if you're looking at it in terms of physics, then you should know. If you're looking at it in terms of exam point of view, then it doesn't matter. Okay. Instrumental error. Of course, there's going to be an error depending on how precise or how accurate the instrument has been made. Okay, if it is not, then you're going to get an error. Systematic error means, suppose I given you a titration example last time, or if you take an example of any other procedure, like instead of someone told you to switch on the button to turn on your TV, you have to press the power button, but instead of that, you're pressing the volume button and you're thinking it will power on. So that is a systematic error. That's how dumb it is. Okay, third is random error. What is random error? Random error is by mistake. You do something wrong by mistake. It's called random error. And fourth thing is personal error. Personal error is it's on you. So you are careless, you're this or that, whatever. So that is personal error. But now comes to calculation of errors. Let's come to calculation of errors. How do we calculate errors? Students, the first thing was most probable value. Okay, this is important. Most probable value. What is the meaning of most probable value? Is basically you have taken a measurement of some certain object 1000 times. Okay, and you have taken it 1000 times, means you got some measurement A1, you got some measurement A2, you got some measurement A3, and so forth and so on. So what I'll tell you is, if you have to find out the most probable value or the mean value, you can also tell it as mean value. So in that case, it is basically A mean. If I tell you to find out this value, it is the summation. It is the average value, students. It's A1, A2, A3, A1 plus A2 plus A3. Suppose it goes till n number, an upon it is going to be n. Okay, this is going to be upon n. So are you all able to see the board? Yeah, an. If not, then interrupt me. Okay. So A mean is going to be the addition of all the measurements you have taken so many times upon the number of times that you have tried taking the measurement. That's A mean. That is going to be the mean value. But what is the meaning of absolute error? What is the meaning of absolute error? For example, whatever this average value you got, let's call that some A mean, right? This A mean is some value which you got. Let's say that okay, this is basically what you've got. A mean. A mean is the average of all the measurements that you have taken. And if I'm asking you what is the most, I'm asking you what is absolute error. So absolute error, students, absolute
value minus mean.
Error. Absolute error will be what? A mean minus each measurement. A mean minus A1. Okay. That will be absolute error between A mean minus the first measurement. Then second error will be A mean minus A2. That is your second absolute error between the second measurement and your average value. Then third measurement, A3. Okay. A mean minus A3. Is this understood, students? Any doubt here?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so absolute error means, so you can tell this as absolute error. Absolute error simply means A mean minus A. A mean minus A. That is what absolute error is. Basically, this A here is telling you how many measurements, which measurement you want to consider. A1, A2, A3, A4, whatever measurement you want to consider, that you can put here, and you will get the error between the average value and the measurement that you have taken. Okay, that is absolute error. Very easy. For example, let's take an example. So let's say that, okay, let's say that, wait, let me take a marker. Yeah. Suppose I measure something 3 times. Okay. and I have got the value following values. I say that this value is basically 2.9. Then I took 3.0 and 3.1. Okay, I have got these values. Let's call these values value 1, value 2, and value 3. Now, if you look at this, if I have to find out the A mean, that is V1 plus V2 plus V3 upon 3. V1, this is all, this I think is very
Sir?
easy. Yes.
Sir, are these examples of absolute error?
No, it's mean.
Okay,
A mean.
okay.
Most probable value. A mean. Okay. So look here. Okay, most probable value, that you can write down the topic like that. So most probable value is also known as A mean. Mean value. So it is going to be V1 plus V2 plus V3 by 3, isn't it? Where 3 is n numbers. Okay, so it's going to be 2.9, 3, 3.1. So it's going to be how much? It's going to be, tell me how much
3.
is the value? 9 by 3. So it's going to be 3. So A mean value is 3. A mean value is 3. Now I tell you to find out what is absolute error. So absolute error will be what? Absolute error means what? First to tell me that. Absolute error will be
A mean
minus
Measured
A.
as minus A.
minus A. So that means in case of this it is A mean minus, let's call this V mean. Okay. So that makes it much better. So V mean minus V1, V mean minus V2, V mean minus V3. That will give you 3 absolute errors, isn't it? So calculate that. What is your first mean? What is your first absolute error? The absolute error over here is going to be V mean
Point
V mean minus V1, V mean V mean minus V2, V mean minus V3.
0.06.
So here V mean minus, so 3 minus 2.9 is going to be 0.1.
0.1.
3 minus 3.0 is going to be 0. 3 minus 3.1 is going to be
0.1.
0.1.
So you can see that these are the absolute errors. Now, if I tell you to find out the mean value of the absolute error, if I tell you to find out the mean value of the absolute error, what will it be? It will be 0.1 plus 0 plus 0.1 upon 3. Yes or no? Yes or no?
0.06.
Yes.
Now let's. Yes. Now, okay. So I hope you all are all understanding. Okay. I hope you all are all understanding. Now comes the topic of. Relative error. Now, what is relative error, students? Relative error. So first thing here, students first understand that the first thing we calculated was, let me write it properly. A mean is equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 and so on and so forth till AN upon N. Whole upon N. The markers are not working. Just a second. Second is going to be my. Oh, this is also not working. I think only the red one is working. Okay. So second one is going to be my is going to be the sorry, what was it going to be? Absolute error. Absolute error here. Is going to be mod of A mean minus A. Remember that errors are always positive, students. Errors will never be negative. Even though you're getting a negative value, say suppose you're getting a negative 0.1 minus 1. Okay, if you're getting that type, then it is going to be again positive. This mod. Okay, what is the meaning of mod, students? Mod means positive function. Mod means positive function. Mod of minus A is going to be A. Mod of minus 3 is going to be 3. Mod of minus 4 is going to be 4. What is the meaning of this? Why do we use this? Why do we use this? See, what is this actually? When you go to later chapters of physics, right? When you go to later chapters of physics, what you will learn is about forces. You will learn about forces. For example, if there is a let's say, suppose I'm saying if there is a force on an object, this object is like this, and the force is this side, that it is in which direction? It is in minus x-axis direction. Suppose I take this to my y-axis. Suppose I take this to my y-axis. Suppose I take this to my x-axis. So you can see the force is when it was on minus x-axis. Then what I will do? I will put a mod. Even though I know that the direction is opposite to x-axis, it's Still, I don't care.
Sir.
Yes, yes.
Or is it breaking?
The video is
Sir, your
lagging.
voice is breaking, sir.
Okay.
Breaking.
Sir, video lag.
Okay.
Is it still lagging?
Oh, it's fine now.
It's fine.
Now it's fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, I had told
Yes,
you just that there is an object here. Okay. Then I told you that this object has a force in this direction. I have but with respect to my x-axis and y-axis, this force is negative of the x-axis, opposite to the negative x-axis. So what happens if the force is opposite to the negative x-axis? Then the value of this force will be negative in nature. But if I only wanted to find out the magnitude, then I will put a mod sign. This mod sign will only tell me what is going to be the value, what is the whether it is in x-axis direction, positive direction, or negative direction. That is why we use the function mod. Okay. So if that is understood, then you should basically understand that errors, students, anytime errors are there, they are always added. Okay. In terms of addition and subtraction, we had seen. Have we seen that? No, we have not seen. So we are doing that. Okay. So this is absolute error. A mean minus A. Okay. Next is relative error. Relative error. What does relative error mean? Relative error simply means, absolute error upon most probable value. That is absolute error. This one, absolute error upon A mean. So I can write
Mean
absolute
value.
error. Yeah, absolute error. Students, you can write down these formulas upon most probable value. Most probable value is same thing, A mean. Okay, just write it down. So this is my relative error. Relative error is basically telling me the difference of error. Okay, basically in terms of this expression here, that is going to be absolute error upon A mean. Absolute error upon A mean. Okay, this is relative error. Okay, this is relative error. So if you substitute, what you will get? If you substitute, what you will get? Absolute error is A mean minus A upon what, students? A mean.
A mean.
A mean. Okay, this is going to be my relative error. Now let's talk about percentage error. Okay, so if I have to talk about percentage error, just see here what I'm going to do. Look here, I removed relative error now. Let's say percentage error. Percentage error simply means this error is equal to absolute error upon most probable value into 100. So I can write this as what? Percentage error is equal to relative error into 100.
Relative error into 100.
Relative error into 100. Everyone understood this? Since there is no space on the board, I have written it down like
Yes,
this.
sir.
Relative error, students, relative error means absolute error upon most probable value. But if I have to find out the percentage error simply means relative error into 100. That is absolute error upon most probable value into 100. That means A mean minus A upon A mean into 100. So if this is clear, students, we can go to some examples. Let's do some examples. Okay, don't worry if at all you have not understood this, you can send me a chat. Okay, and if I have not seen your chat, then you can ping me by unmuting yourselves. Okay, so let's look at some examples. Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. So for example, if I had to say that an object was there, it was weighed by a physical balance. Okay, let's say there was an object, students. Okay, let's wait 1 minute. There was an object. Let's say this is my object and I put it on a weighing machine. Okay, so I got this certain measurements. What I got the readings as 5.04 grams, 5.06 grams, 4.97 grams, 5.00 grams, and 4.93 grams. I will write that down in a minute. Find the mean value, the mean absolute error, and the percentage error. So look here, students. First, you have to understand when this type of questions are given to you. Okay, first write down the amount of times this has been measured. So let's say A1 is going to be my, it was mass, no? So we'll write it M1. M1 is going to be my 5.04.
Mean value 5.
5.04 grams. Okay, correct. M2 was given as 5.06 grams. Okay, let's make that 6. M3 was given as what was it given as? 4.97 grams. M4 was given as 5.00 grams. M5 was given as 4.93 grams. Okay, let me just check that again. M1 is 5.04, M2 is 4.97. Sorry, 5.06. M3 is 4.97, M4 is 5, and M5 is 4.93 grams. So students, first thing, okay, you have taken so many measurements, okay, so don't try to find out the answer directly. What can you find out from this itself? What can you see here? How many measurements you have taken? You have taken 5 measurements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So keep everything handy first, okay. Then now start. What is the mean value? Mean value, absolute or most probable value. Most probable value or mean value. Addition of all this upon the number of times it has been measured. So that is
So
going to be my, yeah, it's going to be my mean value. So I can say mean value is going to be addition of M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus M4 plus M5, a whole upon how much?
5.
That is 5. Okay. How much are you getting, students, for this? Can you tell me?
5.
5. All are getting 5.
5.
5.
25.
25 upon 5, students. 25 upon
Ah.
5. 5.00. What is it? Please mention the unit, gram. Next thing, what you know? Next thing it is asking. Absolute error. So absolute error means what, students? Tell me what is the absolute error here? 5.00. Absolute error means, first write down the formula. Absolute error. Absolute error. What is absolute error? It is,
The M minus M.
yeah, it is going to be mean M mean
Mean
minus
minus M.
let's say M1. Let's say M1. So M mean 5.00 minus 5.04. How much is the difference? 0.04. Yes. Now students, listen to me. 5 minus 5.00. See, look here. You are putting a mod function. 5 minus 5.00. How much is 5.04, sir? 5.04. Are you able to see that? Yeah. 5 minus 5.00. 5.04 will give you minus 0.04. But you are putting a mod function here. You can see here, you are putting a mod function. So it's going to give you 0.04. Please remember that. Errors are always positive. Errors are always positive. Write that in your note. Okay. So now that is going to be my absolute error. Okay. 5 minus 5.04, 0.04. 5 minus 5.06 will give you what? 0.06. 5 minus 4.97 will give you what? 5 minus
0.03.
5 minus 5 is going to give you what? 0. 5 minus 4.93. 5.07. So these are what? These are absolute errors. So you will tell that that is going to be my error number 1. See, that is going to be my error number 1. Error number 1 was coming out to be 0.04. 04. Let's say E1. Let's say E2 is going to be my, E2 was
Sir,
5 minus, yes.
sir, do we have to calculate absolute error for each given value?
Yes. If suppose they are asking you, then you will have to know.
Yes.
You'll have to. Okay. So now see, absolute error, E number 1, let's say E1, it was 0.04. Absolute number 2, 5 minus 5.06 is going to be 0.06. Absolute number 3, E3, let's say is how much? How much, students? How much are you getting?
0.03.
0.03.
Sorry.
E4 was E4 was what? 0.00, and E5 was how much?
0.07.
Okay. Now if I tell you, now let me twist it. Let's say this is E5. Wait, E5, right? This is how much? 0.07. Okay, so these were my this is my data. Now if I tell you to find out, now look here, students, look here. I told you to find out absolute error. Now if I tell you to find out the mean absolute error, mean absolute error means going to be what? It's going to be the average of this absolute error. What is the absolute error? Mean average absolute error. Okay, look here, I'm writing it here. Look here, everyone, look here.
Sir,
It's going to be, yes,
sir, what is written in that E4 down?
E4, 0.00. Yeah, don't copy this. You should do this yourself.
Pratyusha, come and sit near the screen.
Okay. Now look here. Okay. Look here. Mean absolute error. Mean absolute error. What is mean absolute error going to be? Students, listen to me. Mean absolute error may be mean of these errors. Mean of this absolute errors which you have calculated.
0.042.
Everyone look here. It is going to be E1 plus E2 plus E3 plus E4 plus E5 upon 5. Is that easy? Is
Yes,
that easy? How much are you
Yes.
getting addition of all of this? How much are you
0.2.
getting?
0.2.
But please make sure. No students, see, listen to me. That is a catch here. That is why we did. That is why we did decimal numbers. You can see how many decimal numbers are there in each one of them. Can you see? 2. So you will say 0.20. Okay, it is going to be 0.20 upon 5. You will say, what difference does it make, sir? It makes, students. It makes. In the exam point of view, it will make. So be specific. 0.20 upon 5 is going to give me what?
0.4.
Yeah, 0.04. So I hope you all have 0.04. Now, students, if I tell you to find out the percentage error. Now, look here. This was 0.04. No? 0.04. Now, what is going to be my percentage error?
Mean absolute.
Okay, I had to rub that down. So percentage error, students, percentage error. If you have written that down in your, if I had to ask you percentage error, what would it have been? It would have been, first of all, first you know what is percentage error. It was relative error into 100. What is relative error? Relative error was what? Relative. Tell me the formula, all of you. What is the formula of relative error? Each one of you.
Error by
Fractional error into
Average of error upon mean.
Absolute error upon most probable value, isn't it? It was
Relative error into 100.
A mean minus A upon A into 100. Okay. Or I can say A mean, yes or no. So now, what was my percentage error? What was my A mean minus A? What did I get A mean minus A? I got 0.04 earlier. And A was what? 5.00. 5.00. You see how these decimals are being written. You see how they are being written. I'm not writing it as 5. I'm writing it as 5.00. It makes a difference, students. Okay, in 200. So this will give you how much? 0.8%.
0.8.
0.8%. Understood? All of you all have got the gist of this?
Yes, sir.
All of you all have got the gist of this?
Yes, sir.
Everyone understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We won't be doing this continuously because that will become a maths class. Okay. So now let's go on to some nice sums. Okay. Let's go on to this. 1 minute. How many minutes you got?
Sir,
We got 7 minutes. Yes. Please tell me fast, quick.
6 minutes 40 seconds.
Someone is asking me about quick.
sir, in percentage error, when we have to write A mean minus A, then we have to take the mean absolute errors.
Yes. What is the absolute error? Absolute error. What is absolute error? Have you written it down?
A mean minus A. But when we are calculating percentage error, we can take any value of the absolute error we have calculated or the mean absolute error.
You will take the mean absolute error.
Okay, sir.
You will take the mean absolute error. Understood? So everyone, students, now that is a valid question. Look here. That
Sir,
is
we can take relative error also, no?
that is only specific. If I'm asking you the percentage error between, so see, that is the thing. Good question. See, A1, A2, A3, A4. These are my measurements here. Let's say this is some measurements. Imagine some measurements over here. Now I'm asking you to find out the absolute error. Absolute error, you will say absolute error is good. And imagine also that I took a mean value of this and I wrote that as A mean. Mean also I have got some error, some value. Let's say that is some 5.00. Let's give this some random numbers. 4.93, 2.00, 1.0, 7.14. Of course, this is not going to be some set. It is going to be what? A1 plus A plus A3 plus A4 by 4. That is going to be my mean value, isn't it? So now, what is absolute error? Absolute error will be A mean minus A. A mean minus A. So now A mean minus which A? A mean minus A1, A mean minus A2, A mean minus A3, A mean minus A4. Okay, that will be the absolute errors. Then if I ask you mean absolute error is going to be what? Mean absolute error It is going to be the average of all the errors that you found out between A1, A2, A3, A4, isn't it? So if you have got some earlier when you found out this absolute error, let's call that E equal to A mean minus A. So you got E1, you got E2, you got E3, you got E4. Okay, how many errors can you find out? 4 upon 4. This is going to be a mean absolute error, isn't it? Then I ask you to find out the percentage error. Percentage error is going to be what now? Percentage error will be this mean absolute error into 100. But if I tell you to find out the percentage error between the A2 and A mean, then what you will do? You will do A mean minus A2 into 100. A mean minus A. Have you got it? Have you all understood? If it is specifically
Yes,
asked,
sir.
if it is specifically asked, then it's a different thing.
Okay.
Okay. Otherwise, what? Mean absolute error into 100. That is how you'll go about. So, students, okay, this requires practice. All of you all please practice the sums. Okay. Take any book and start practicing the sums. See what your answers are. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And if at all you want me to do more sums on this, then please let me know in the chat box right now, so I can understand that. You all can send a private message also, no problem. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anytime any one of you all have a doubt, please let me know. Okay, students. So it is. We still got time, isn't it? We got 2-3 minutes. Okay, we want more questions. Okay, we'll do that in the next lecture. Okay. So now let's look here. Let's say some more questions. Okay, I get it. Okay, I will do it. No problem. Now look here, students. We have covered errors today. Covered errors today. Let's say that I am trying to find out this basic thing. Length of the plate. There's a length of the plate. Wait 1 minute. How many minutes left? Students, there are 3 minutes left. Three minutes left.
2 minutes,
2
40
minutes.
seconds.
2 minutes.
Let's do it. Length of the plate is measured using a vernier caliper of least count 0.01 centimeters. Least count. Let's call that least count. What is the meaning of least count? You all know. Least count is the maximum error that I can make. Suppose my object was 4.2 centimeters. That means the maximum error I can make is some millimeters, isn't it? Have you all got it? Suppose the measurement of students, listen to me. If suppose my measurement was between 4 and 5 centimeters, the maximum error I can make is what? Tell me. Between 4 and 5. No. Maximum error is between 4 and 5. Isn't it? So that is least count.
Yes,
That is known as least count. That is also taken as error. So let's say that this is 0.01 centimeters. Okay. Now what is given? Length of the plate measured using vernier caliper is 0.01 centimeters. Also, the measurements made were this. That is 3.11 centimeters. 3.14 centimeters. 3.14 centimeters again. And 3.11, 3.13. Okay, these were the amount of times I have measured something. Okay, now remember the mean value. What is the mean value of this? Mean value will be A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 upon 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't it? So it is going to be, how much is it going to be, students? Tell me.
3.13.
Addition of all this, A1, let's call this A1.
12.52.
12.52, 3.13.
3.13.
So this is how you remove the mean value. That is going to be 12.52 upon 4. Okay, so that is going to be 3.13 centimeters. 3.13 centimeters. Just a small example. We will be doing many sums. But today's lecture seems to be short of time, students. So we will continue this in the next lecture. Don't worry, we'll be taking thousands of sums. And
Okay, sir.
we'll be doing
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye-bye, students. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir.